Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm slapstick welcome to your host for this evening, Mr. Marcus Brigstocke.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Old Vic. Welcome to the Aardman Slapstick Comedy Festival. Have you been enjoying the festival so far? Well done for showing up and supporting a thing that I hope you enjoy as much as I do. I think it's fantastic. I presume you all know why we're here this evening. Excellent. Well, I won't waste any time. I am over the moon to be presenting the Slapstick Visual Comedy Award to these two gentlemen who I've been a fan of since I was a teenager and know just a little bit, and I'm just over the moon that they're here this evening. So we're going to crack straight on. Before I bring Vic and Bob on stage, let's just have a little look at some of the work that they've done, and then I'll bring them out, and then you can really clap. Go.
Did you get that job you applied for with Tesco's as the new area manager?
Well, thank you for asking. It's very kind of you to ask. But no, I didn't get it, sadly, because I misunderstood them, and what they actually wanted was a hairier manager. No.
It was a good joke. Hey, hey, Vic, have you farted?
Hey?
Have you farted?
No.
What, never? Hey, Vic. Vic, have you got an engine in your wrist?
Eh?
Didn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Reeves and Mortimer.
Well, thank you so much for bothering. Wow. There you go.
It's nice at Sunday afternoon tea time.
Yeah, perfect. In a lovely theatre as well.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's gorgeous. I know you were admiring the architecture.
I was,
before.
yes. I've admired it earlier. It's nice to be here, though.
Well, we're delighted.
I'm a big fan of the city.
Of the whole of Bristol.
Yeah, Vic knows an awful lot about Bristol. He just showed me where someone wrote Treasure Island or something. Not Treasure Island. You forgot.
Oh, Robinson Crusoe.
Robinson Crusoe over the road.
I gave him a guided tour.
Did you?
Yeah.
How do you know so much
I
about
like
Bristol?
cities in general.
Do you?
And towns and villages. I'm not that keen on the hamlet.
No. It's a good point.
And remote farmhouses. You can get quite a cold reception sometimes when you go and knock on their door and say, can I have a look round?
But if it's warm, it's very warm. The more
Yeah.
when it's isolated.
And is it a scale thing? Is it the bigger the community, the more you like it? Or?
I like a compressed city.
Do you like French communities? I've never asked you it before. I've always wanted to. Do you like little French towns and that? And
I do, yeah. Well, we went through France, didn't we, some time ago, and thoroughly enjoyed the reception that we got from the small French towns.
Yeah, because we stopped. So no, this wasn't with you. I once pitched a tent at night in a cornfield, and in the morning, a woman from an isolated French farmhouse came down with omelettes for us. That wouldn't happen here unless perhaps it was maybe it would in Whitby. He also told me that there's probably people from Bristol, so that there was an island out there
And
there was an
called-
island out there in the Bristol Channel, and there was a man who lived on it called Mr. Benson, right? I don't know why he lived there, but he lived there on his own. And he had some kind of business going, and the ships were coming in and out, and a ship that was full of slaves was coming through, and he hijacked it and took all the slaves onto his island and had them work for him.
Okay, yeah.
Then the story gets more intriguing. Another ship was coming past full of tobacco, so he nicked all that and had all the slaves box it all up and stash it in these caves. Then he thought, what shall I do with it? So he had a word with his friend, Mr. Hedges.
No,
You
it's
see?
true.
No, and this is true. And that's how Benson and Hedges started off.
No, but it's true.
It's true.
I've told them it's true, Jim. There's nothing more I can do.
Yeah. A little bit of history, unexpected history lesson there for you, for any smoking fans. You've given up the fags.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's all right. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've
Look.
said that before.
But I've still got all the moves. I still do that.
First thing he does when he gets up, he does this little display.
Beautiful, you really have. That was lovely getting rid
sorry
of it.
about that.
Can you do a roll-up?
Huh?
Can you... That's the roll-up.
What did you want to know?
Why you've not put a filter in that?
Oh, you don't put a filter in, you like to dine on the strands of...
On the delicious
golden Virginia.
yellow stripe on the bottom lip.
Yeah.
That's a very strong look.
I should have cleaned these jeans or not worn them. One or the other. But there you go.
Do you clean them personally?
No, I hand them over to the wife.
What, here?
Yeah, it's a little, I do a little ceremony. The kids blow a trumpet. it's Dad's jeans are lowered down the stairs.
Do you get to do your shoes as well?
No, I look after my shoes. These are your shoes, as
I
you
know
well
they
know.
are, yeah. They are my shoes, those, actually,
Yeah.
not my boots, because he usually goes around in slippers. And I said, do you want these boots? And they're about 2 sizes too big, but he seems very happy with them.
I'm very happy with them, thank you. You don't seem quite so happy that I haven't returned them, if the truth.
No, I don't want them
How-
back.
how
Got
long
a
have
bit
you
of a
had
look on your face.
How long have you had them, Bob?
I've been wearing these for about 3 years, I reckon. Yep, that'll be 3 years.
They've got rings
No,
on them.
it's got a little dial on the back.
No, there's rings. He creates rings.
My brother, second eldest brother, was a printer. Take
My
that.
dad was a printer.
Was your dad a printer?
Yeah.
All right. I had a Saturday job as a butcher.
Did you?
Yeah.
For a long time.
Well, for about 8 Saturdays. I just had to clean the wooden thing. What do they call it? Not the actual butcher. He wasn't made of wood. I just had to
Wooden
clean
thing. The wooden
the
thing.
block, the butcher's block.
Oh, okay.
The butcher's block.
I worked
Like from
slightly
the
before
song.
then, and I worked on a pig farm, which
Yeah.
supplied the butcher.
Same one. Okay, but that's not how you met.
No.
No, we don't know how we met.
You have met though. Bob Mortimer, Vic Reeves. You've met.
Yeah, we
Must
did
have done
meet
because of the
once.
shoes. Yeah.
I always used frizzies all my life. And Vic's father or grandfather invented frizzies.
Invented it.
And I wrote to frizzies.
Named after my grandmother, who was called Frizzies.
And actually, but your dad was the first person to sprinkle sesame seeds on bread and that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And salt.
He never got a penny. He never got a penny for it. I feel really sorry for him.
What do you use frizzies for?
Frizzies.
Yeah. Too frizzy.
Likes it straight.
Yeah. Have you thought of using heated straighteners or
Well,
too risky
It
maybe?
is whiskey, isn't it?
You know, you take one wrong move and
Yeah. End up, yeah. Straight and
yeah,
flattened.
but you got a spatchcock.
Right. Now, just so the audience are aware, and perhaps the two of you, I'm going to introduce a number of clips from work that you guys have done over the years.
Is that us?
No, that's another
Oh,
pair.
no.
That's another pair, but they did terribly well. Are you fans of Laurel and Hardy?
Too right, yeah.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah.
No, but, you know,
And old
what can you
slapstick
say?
stuff, Keaton and Harold Lloyd and all that. Chaplin.
Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
W.C. Fields.
Yeah.
Three Stooges. That's it.
That's it for
That's, yeah. That's
Yeah. I'd like to add Jack Tatty to that.
Jack Tatty, yeah.
Yeah.
Spike Milligan.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm only adding those two.
That's it. Yeah.
One of them, I think it's Buster Keaton. No, I used to. It really bore me. Was it Buster Keaton?
What, bored you?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I remember one night telling you what bored me all night. Gave you a list of things that bored me.
We were in. We spent 3 weeks in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We were going to go on a motorcycling trip, but it started raining. It was the floods of '92. It started raining, and we were on Laurel Canyon, and there was a mudslide coming up. So we couldn't get out, so we were trapped in a house in Laurel Canyon, and we watched the Three Stooges for 3 weeks.
Wow.
And then we came back and wrote The Smell of Reeves and Mortimer.
Oh, okay. Off the back of that.
We just condensed it.
Fantastic. Yeah. It worked.
The best one ever, the best Three Stooges is when they're trying to get up a telegraph pole.
Yeah.
And he's got spikes on his shoes, and it really penetrates into their minds. It's really quite vicious.
Yeah. Very violent.
We've
vicious
variously
stuff.
in the past tried to nick stuff from the old timers. I remember trying to nick a scene from Jack Tatty. Where,
What, the Patamanes?
No, the one, you know, when we tried to for the Weekenders. And the one thing that you don't realise in one day is like how much care is needed and time to make some of this slapstick work. And we've never really had the time in the modern day.
Yeah.
You know, you've got half an hour to do a shot that probably will take them a day or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's quite hard to nick that stuff.
Yeah, sure. But well done for trying.
No, and it's slightly easy now, like, because you know W.C. Fields, the golf one, one, where the bellboy or whatever just rolls up into a ball and rolls out of the hotel. You can do that now with CGI. So that's and this new House of Fools.
But it's put contortionists out of a job, though, isn't it?
Well, I'm sorry
That's what he
about
was.
CGI, yeah, CGI's done it. Now, the first time I saw you on telly was on Big Night Out, but you did Big Night Out for a bit before it came to TV, right?
Yeah, well, for a few years before. We did it at the Goldsmiths Tavern, and then we ended up at the Albany Empire in Deptford, and it was a 300-seater. But it was like this, but people were coming from all over the world.
Yeah.
And we had a 3-hour show that was different every week.
Yeah.
It was terrible, but it was really good fun.
Yeah. And then when you did Big Night Out on telly, you were just saying, we were talking backstage, they basically let you just send a few scraps of paper going, we thought we'd do this.
Yeah, well, when we were at the Albany Empire, I looked out, and down here there was Michael Grade sitting there, and there was Alan Yentob, and they both said, look, with checkbooks saying, do you want to do a TV show? And we said, yeah, it's going to look like this, but we'll condense it into half an hour.
Yeah.
And so we just wrote them on pieces of paper and did some drawings and sent them
It was
in.
good fun. We'd send it because you had to get the props, didn't we? Although we used a lot of the old ones, but you could write down, can we have the world's biggest diamond with a puppy trapped inside it?
Yeah.
And then we'd send that in and refuse to answer any queries that came back. Just so that, you know, that kind of laugh.
But we wouldn't rehearse it. It'd be like a stage like this at the theatre in Wimbledon, and we wouldn't rehearse it in front of the cameramen because we wanted them to have a good time.
Yeah.
So you can't get away with that now.
But
we'd do it. We'd film at 7:30. We'd be in a pub at 7:15. Someone would come in and say, "You better come in and do this television programme."
Yeah.
And we'd
Like
be back in. We'd be back in there at 8.
Yeah, we did a 31-minute one once, and we had to give them 29 and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was quite tight.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You'd never know to look at them. But let's do that now. Let's have a look at some stuff from Big Night Out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're away on your holidays this week, this year, in fact, as I am, what do you do with all those household items that are left dormant in your house? Well, I've got a tip. What are you doing there?
I'm sorting this lemon up.
Hey, good idea. Thanks. A good idea for the things that are lying about in your house. Why not, as I've done, take the old washing up bowl, fill it full of some of that Tilda rice and put a little cat in it, stick a load of felt pens out the top of it there. I'm going to put a bit more rice in there. There we are, lovely. And
I'm going to take it off now, all right?
okay, thanks. And I've signed, mine's been signed by Lord Hailsham. Pop it outside the front of your house and you've got an ideal burglar deterrent for the week ahead.
What was that voice? Your voice.
I know, it's incredible, isn't it?
Did you always know what...
What a high-pitched voice.
So high-pitched.
Yeah.
You've matured.
It is like a rich old cheese.
Yeah. Did you always know what each other was going to do there?
Oh, yeah, we did, yeah. We knew, but no one else
No
knew.
one else knew, but you knew. You always knew what to expect, and yeah.
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 And the props you asked for, they never said no. Whatever you asked for.
Well, a
they
lot of
made.
them, looking at that, I made them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a load of stuff left over from the live thing for the big night out, really. But I'm trying to think, when you think about it, Jim, we must have told them that we needed a plate of bacon.
Yeah.
But
And
I don't-
something will happen with the bacon in the third act.
Yeah. So you'd have said we want bacon on the desk
Yeah.
and a hammer and nails.
We'd have it all written down.
But we wouldn't tell them. What
we used to
was that
send
about?
it. We used to send scripts, and we used to think it was funny to burn a hole in the script and say we put a hot peach on it, and it burnt through this vital part of the script.
And it wasn't computers then, was it? It was all.
We had a fax.
That's right. Jules Holland had a fax, didn't he? So we had to take a bus to Jules Holland's house. And fax
Well, we used to
stuff.
have the same office. We had Jules Holland and us had the
Yeah.
same office.
Oh, okay.
And so he had an old fax machine and some very old porno books and a lot of old crap in this office,
And
wasn't
he'd
it?
be downstairs, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Yeah, and you'd go downstairs to make a cup of tea, or cuppa soups, which we lived on.
Yeah.
Cuppa soups we had all the time, and you'd go down and there was Cher making a cup of tea. Like, things like that, because they'd be recording downstairs.
Yeah. Wow.
I said, what did I say? It was really one of them things that you say to someone, you think, I wish I'd never said that.
I think you said you're really
She
ugly.
said, no, she said, what time is it? I said, I don't know, you can turn back time, so it shouldn't really matter for you. And then she just looked at me, and I said, oh, sorry, that was a really shitty thing to say, I'm going to back off now. She took ages to turn up, actually, because she wanted a helicopter landing pad, and there wasn't one near. So we had to build one.
What? You had to build a helicopter landing pad for Cher
Yeah,
Nice.
on the roof.
in the offices.
On the roof of the office.
Yeah, sure. Not inside. Yeah. Okay.
And we only had a limited amount of Rivitas.
And have you still got any of the stuff from Big Night Out? Have you got a prop store or anything?
What, cabbages and things like that?
Cabbage
It
heads.
was mainly fruit and
yeah.
meat, veg.
I've got that hand made out of baguettes.
Have you?
Yeah. Can't remember what we did. I don't remember what we did.
I don't remember that.
We used to drag it round with us, hoping one day.
When we did the Albany Empire, there would be it was a theatre, like, so around the back in the props department, there'd be a load of old stuff from plays and things.
Yeah.
So we used to just have a scrounge around there.
Yeah.
And drag things out and almost make up sketches with whatever we found around the back.
Did it seem easier then to know what was funny, just to go, this is what makes the two of us laugh, than it is now when you're creating stuff? I mean, you do more narrative stuff now. I know that must take more involved writing, but...
Well, you find out what's funny and then write a story around it. But yeah, it's whatever we think's, if it works with us. I mean, there's no point in us trying to get a new audience now. we've got an avid audience which we enjoy.
Yeah. But it's just that process of making something and not really submitting a script. I mean, that's unimaginable now. No one lets anybody work like that anymore. Or in fact, I'm not sure anyone's ever done that apart from the two of you.
Yeah.
But just that confidence that it makes the two of you laugh and that's it, and they've just let you run with it. That's fantastic.
I mean, I think it's still the broadcasters interfere more with the edit, but I'm trying to think, not really. They kind of leave us. I'm aware that with some people that they're policed from start to end.
Yeah.
It seems that we're more or less left alone, I think.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Well, you've kind of, it's very much your own thing. It isn't like anybody else. So I can't imagine how they would think they could help.
Well, they try because it's the job.
Yeah, of course, they have to. Justify
And we
it.
say, well, you've tried.
Yeah.
You've helped. Write that down.
Yeah, write that
and
down.
send that into your,
Put it over
your
there.
superiors.
Yeah. We'll go around
Send,
to...
just send that message back to the commandant.
Yeah. Via Jules Holland's fax.
Yeah.
Good. So you said you wrote The Smell of Reeves and Mortimer off the back of a Three Stooges binge.
Well, not all
Effectively.
entirely.
Yeah.
But that was, I think we like the slapstick element of that, and I think that got us turned on.
No, we always what was the Pattermains? What are they called? They were
Well,
there
that was-
in Smell of.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were.
Because we went to where were we? Montreux or something, somewhere in Switzerland. Was it
Yeah.
Montreux?
Yeah.
And you glided along a shop, the front of a shop window, farting. Terrifically funny. I think it was a mixture of retail and the farts. You know what I mean? And the fact that the shop was shut, so it was a really naughty thing to do, but it didn't matter.
I think it would have been worse if the shop was open.
Yeah, but it would have seemed more sort of brutal. That would have seemed more like
an
like a
attack.
weapon, yeah. But it wasn't. Yeah,
Well,
I
that
mean,
was from watching Jacques Tati as well.
Yeah, I suppose.
The early Jacques Tati is really good, where he's mainly just falling off a bike.
Yeah.
Before Mon Oncle and all that,
Yeah.
he fell off bikes and that was it. Before The Postman as well, he did shorts where he just went along on a bike and fell off it.
Which we tried to incorporate into the titles for Smell Of, didn't we? Round Your House. We
Yeah,
filmed
well,
on
we did it
Super 8.
in the Pettermains,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't let us fall into this river. It was a pond. It was about that deep.
Yeah.
So we had to get a stuntman in to do it. And if you watch it, this is a stuntman. He rides his bike down and then goes.
It's not a great shot. It's we use quite a long shot on it.
So we're stood at the top of this hill going, is he a real stuntman? Yeah. Is that what they do? They hold their noses when they're going to fall in a river?
But he had been farted off his bike, though, hadn't he?
Yeah.
I suppose it worked from that point of view.
When we were doing Catterick and we had to cross a river, and this is a health and safety thing. We had to walk across a river that was that deep. We had to have 3 frogmen in the river. Because
And you could see their asses. That was only that deep. It's laying
Not
there.
even fully submerged.
are they called frogmen?
I think they are still, yeah.
Or aquanauts or something? What are they called now?
Well, now you've said that, I wish they were. But the police ones are frogmen, aren't they?
It's a good name, isn't it? If you wanted a frogman. I'm a frogman. A man who acts like a frog with a gas tank on, an air tank. I've got an air tank and like things so I look like a frog, flippers, and I can stand in a river and if you fall over, I can save you.
I'm there for you. I'm ready. Right, the thing is, there's never going to come a point in a conversation, unfortunately, where I can smoothly go, let's have a look at another clip. So this will always seem a bit jarring, but
You
let's
could
have a
say
look.
that in a hairdresser's, couldn't you?
Let's have a look at another clip. Seriously. I remember watching you as Otis and Marvin trying to reattach the facial hair using the puppet arms, and the two of you crying with laughter. It's just one of those joyful things to watch.
It is. There was a lot of tashes, mainly made of... That was a proper tash, but there was quite a lot of them were just gaffer tape.
Yeah.
I always love a gaffer tape tash.
Yeah.
No, that's real.
No, it's real. Yeah. I mean, that must have been a lot of fun to make all of that stuff, wasn't it? You always seem to be just making each other laugh almost as much as we.
Well, you have to. I think that's the thing, isn't it?
I reckon, yeah. We always had things we look forward to that keep you going. Like we always really loved doing the stots.
Oh,
Because
man.
when we did the stots, we had like a little pact, as it were. I didn't know what Donald was going to say, or Davey, and Davey didn't know what.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I think you can see it on one of them that I'm wetting myself as you're watching.
Yeah.
I've got these yellow trousers on. You'll see it growing, the patch. Because what did you?
Was it the one with Sting?
Have you got a bright red
I
sports
got a bright red sports car.
and whatever it just did, but you know, yeah. So we used to like having a sort of like, and I'll ask you something there.
Yeah.
All right, I'll come on and say something, and then you'll just so that we had something to look forward to.
But you never knew what it was.
At certain parts, yeah. But
The one with Sting, I remember you interviewing him about the message in a bottle, and it just went on, and the three of you, Sting was helpless as well about when he'd thrown the message in a bottle, going, and did you let off a little Tommy squeaker? Yeah.
Oh, he was laughing his head off, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, the three of you were.
That was in. That was before we left him in the lurch on Bang Bang, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that voice, you know, the Stots voices came from when I was at school. I used to do canoeing, and I used to teach it in the swimming pool at the school. And there was a bloke there who had that voice.
Oh, really?
If I get in that boat, I'm sure it's going to turn over and I'll drown and die. And he used to say things like that. That's where it all came from. I thought it was hilarious.
Well, yeah, I mean, via that, we baffled teachers when I was at college. Everything they'd say, and we'd go, right, in response for years, and they never knew.
It was grateful because it was shit really, and we used to, but we got really big stars at one time, didn't we? We had like Sting and
massive.
and Sinead O'Connor and stuff, and saying these things that just in itself, asking Sting how his wife got rid of an itchy arse.
I remember.
Just actually,
Let the breeze blow it off.
Yeah, and do you remember Jim making Michael Winner bang a drum? It would have made us laugh. So Michael, got to bang that drum after every question.
You have to bang the drum. Otherwise, it's negated.
You're touring later this year. Any chance the Stots? Will the Stots make a return?
We're going to do a greatest hits, best of tour. Because it's been 25 years, so we thought we should go and present it. And so we're just going to all the big night out and the smell of and everyone that we've enjoyed doing, and we're going to have a good laugh.
Fantastic. I look forward to seeing it. Right, let's smell of Reeves and Mortimer, done that. Good, yeah, okay.
It's not particularly nice detail, but in the titles to the smell of, if anyone's interested in this type of thing, there's a couple of frames of my anus, isn't there? So if they're interested.
What, in the smell of?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah, you took the footage.
That was in Bang Bang.
No, is it Bang Bang?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Bang Bang.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I filmed that. Oh, I remember that day. Patrick Allen, of course, doing the voice.
Yeah.
Because we liked Patrick Allen from these Barrett Holmes adverts in the 70s. So I said we'd like to have Patrick Allen to do the voice. And he was brilliant. Then he died, and Peter Dixon turned up and did a copy of his, did an impression of him.
Yeah.
And now look where he is, doing his impression of Patrick Allen.
Perfect. Worked out for him. You made it for him. So you went straight on after the smell of Reeves and Mortimer. You made Bang Bang with Bob's anus famously in the title sequence. But you
have to be really quick to spot it.
Yeah. Did any of you fans? Did you know? No. Okay. It's going to be loads of people spooling.
Something for you and the children to look out for.
Spooling back through old copies of Bang Bang. It was Reeves and Mortimer. Obviously, this is the.
It's been used more recently by Brian Cox to demonstrate a black hole. That he used some of the footage for the opening of his show.
But he still has that same sense of wonder as he looks at it. Obviously, this is celebrating particularly the visual comedy that the two of you have made. So let's have a look at a montage of your visual best.
That was my favourite thing that I think we've ever done. Those when we parked the car and we couldn't get out of the...
Yeah, the one with the monkeys, that was fun, wasn't it?
The monkeys and the tree. We parked in between two trees and sawed the trees down, but not far enough, so we still couldn't get out. And then whenever anyone died in that series of Bang Bang, which was quite often, an egg, which was their soul, a boiled egg would come out and then they'd disappear.
And that was Dave Williams, yeah?
And Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were apprentices of ours.
Yeah, yeah.
We've had a lot of apprentices.
Yeah, loads.
Yeah.
David Williams has done terribly well. He does all that swimming now.
He does that, doesn't he?
You do an impression of David Williams.
I do, yeah.
You should do it.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, well, it's up to you.
Shall I do it?
Yeah, I'd love to hear it, yeah.
The computer says no.
That's his impression. I think it's a bit more like Terry Wogan, but
He thinks it sounds like Terry Wogan.
I think David Williams is more like computer said no.
My computer says no.
They're both very good.
Thank you.
It's very hard to differentiate between the two of them. I always loved your impression of Lovejoy as well. From the smell of Reeves and Mortimer.
On BMX. Yeah, with shitty shotty.
Fruit pastels or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Not fruit pastels. Oh, wish I could remember now. It wasn't fruit pastels. Anyway, yeah.
You travelled a long time over the
Travelled a
plane.
long time, yeah.
With bendy stick for shitty shotty.
That's the fella, yeah. They're bringing Lovejoy back. I wonder if I'll get the call.
Are they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They should definitely consider you with pen drawn on your face to get the lines.
Do you know what shitty shotty is?
I've not played it, but no.
I think it was a regional game that we used to play, where you get a bit of mud on a stick.
Bendy stick.
A bendy stick. You put the mud on it and you shot it.
Oh.
Shitty shotty.
We really did. My family were quite big on parlour games. Do you know Are You There, Moriarty?
No.
I've heard of it.
You'd lie to usually posh people, but it doesn't have to be end to end with a blindfold on, and one of you has a rolled up newspaper, and you hold hands like that, and then one of you says, "Are you there, Moriarty?" and the other says, "Yes, Brother John," and the one with the rolled up newspaper, when you say, "Yes, Brother John," whacks down like that, and you have to try and roll out of the way. We never got once through a Boxing Day without someone going to A&E with a broken nose. Amazing. Old English parlour games.
We used to do a similar sort of thing with the 12 ball. Do you remember? We used to do that? You had to roll out of the way before you got shot.
Great fun. Yeah. We haven't got a clip of it, but families at war, right? When you did the spider, I don't know how many of you saw that, but basically, did you take it in turns to be the spider?
Yeah.
One or other of them was suspended in a spider costume, while the other drove them around trying to hoist props out of a thing. I just wanted to know how much physical pain that caused. It looked like
it was tricky.
I remember when we did it. It was like, it's your turn to be the spider this week, because it was agony.
Yeah, we made Alice Beer do it one week just because we really couldn't face it, could we?
But that was great. That was on BBC One on a Saturday tea time show. It was a great show.
It was tremendous. Yeah. And great fun. If you never saw the spider, I'm sure you can find families at war somewhere. But it did. It looked like you were just smashing each other into glass walls.
We did. That's exactly what it was.
Yes, because it was.
That's where the cube came from.
It was controlled. Yeah. It was controlled by the contestants.
Yeah, that's right.
So they didn't have any.
And the prizes were fabulous, weren't they?
Yeah.
Can you remember there was like a torch?
There was definitely a torch. Pegs.
And maybe an earring or something.
Yeah, wonderful prizes. Another big favourite of mine from early Shooting Stars, when you still had Mark Lamar on, was the mammalian challenge. If you remember the details.
Oh, throwing.
Mark was stood on a small plinth with a plastic shield, and you swung mammals at him, of increasing size. It started with a mouse, which he was able to deflect quite easily, and then I think a shrew or something slightly bigger, and then a leopard.
Yeah, that's right.
And there was a wonderful shot just before you swung the leopard. You lift up the hind legs and look through from under its gooch and wave at Mark, and then swung a leopard at him, and then eventually a full-size bear.
Yeah, when the bear went, I did actually injure him.
Yeah, you knocked him absolutely flying. I think that was when he left Shooting Stars, actually.
His quiff was actually on the piss after that.
and we also threw David Williams at him as a mammal, as Soft John.
Yeah, we should. No, that was when we were throwing fruit, vegetables, and we threw a full-size fruit.
Oh, that's right.
That's where that thin joke came from.
All right.
A full-size fruit, and David Williams presumably going, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guessed it.
Perfect. Well, after your impression. And then...
The computer says no.
It's not right. It's not right.
Is him.
It's not him.
See yours again?
And I can do...
Man, he does that voice, Dave Williams. Computer says no. Something like that. It's not Terry Wogan. It's not like Terry Wogan.
I can do loads of impressions.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Terrific.
Yeah.
That's very good.
That one's good. That is
Good,
good.
isn't it? Yeah.
Is that all? That's all of them.
No, I've got loads. You name them.
Share.
Can you do share? What does she say?
Can I turn back time? Pleased to meet you. I've just been in there with Jules.
I'm pleased to meet you then, mate. My name is Cher.
Hello, Cher.
Good. That'll seg seamlessly into these clips. Obviously, in the last few years, you've made Catterick, which is I was such a big fan of. I was gutted they didn't bring Catterick back, and Shooting Stars, of course, and House of Fools, which I hope people have been watching. House of Fools. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
A new series starts any minute. Right?
16th. Yeah, it's all done.
Yeah.
16th, and there's lots of twists and turns in it, isn't there?
Good. All right. Okay. Well, these are clips from Catterick, House of Fools, and Shooting Stars. So let's have a look at those. As you've ended up playing have come from people you've met or seen around or whatever, or are they just things that occur to you?
Ooh, characters. Well, I don't think they really come from. I mean, as I said before, Davy Stott's voice came from one block, but I don't think there's anyone else. I think they're all, Mulligan and O'Hare was a vague idea of what we thought a couple of
See, we're very good at impressions.
Yeah.
It's I think if you look at all the stuff we've done, I think we've probably just got 3 characters, haven't we? We just dress them. We just dress them differently.
A lot of them come from you put a wig on or a beard, and then see what you look like,
and then see what you find.
When
from
I
there.
did Chris in Catterick, that was from me trying to look like Peter Sutcliffe.
Yeah, and the thing is, Marcus, is like we had no idea. It's the first day of the shoot. We had no idea what this Chris character would look like. So we're all waiting, and Jim comes out with the fucking makeup, and he's chosen to look like Peter Sutcliffe. And so you look like Peter Sutcliffe. I know.
But it fitted.
Yeah, it did.
Because he's got, I don't know what, he's about the mental age of a 12-year-old, isn't he? But he looks like this hard sort of, not that Peter Sutcliffe's Aardman, but he had that, the full beard that was the antithesis of what he should really look like.
I mean, I don't know what most people do with these like sketch things and that, but a lot of the times it is just like Jim said. It's like we try stuff on, we put stuff on, and get the look before we get what they would sound like or what sorts of things they would say, kind of thing. Like
because that's where it comes from, really.
Because Mulligan looked a lot like Terry Wogan.
Yeah,
he did, yeah.
Wogan's hair and that.
Yeah.
So, but that was dress up first and then just see what comes.
Well, we knew that we wanted to do Mulligan and O'Hare, so we kind of knew what they were.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think I kind of knew what I wanted to look like, which was a kind of Terry Wogan look.
Yeah.
And then I put the socks up my jumper.
Yeah.
And then the character of the...
Why did you put them up there? Just to keep
I just
them
put
warm?
it up. I just put them up there just for fun, and then I thought, oh look, it looks like I'm having hormone treatment. Yeah. We'll write that in. Yeah. And then when you came out and you folded your trouser leg up and suggested your
leg difficulties.
Leg difficulties.
And the trousers, O'Hare's trousers were beautifully high.
Yeah.
Do you know the full? No one knows the full story really about them apart from us. I don't think.
About where they came from.
What they're up to and what their whole story.
I suppose that's true.
Because they were. I don't know. One of us was married to Mary. No, Rose.
Rose. She left.
And then, we both murdered her because we wanted to be together. And I'm having the hormone treatment so I can be the replacement Rose. And I think you killed her because she's buried under a caravan.
I don't know not about it, mate. Sorry. It's like with the look thing. Like I remember Matt Lucas just fannying about with wigs and stuff. He did a song called Peanuts.
Oh.
Well, when he did that we were just in the makeup, trying wigs on and stuff, and he did that, and then we said to him, "You've got to buy that wig off the Beeb because there's a terrific look there."
There's a future in that one.
And that became. Do you know the character that did in Little Britain who was in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Can't quite think of it.
Andy and Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, that became that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Utilising the catchphrase, I know. Funnily enough.
That was another one when he did Peanuts where all of you seemed to be helpless.
I was in
laughter.
stitches. I was absolutely creased up, and that would start him off laughing.
Yeah.
Because he could hear me behind, and I think he was in front of the camera and I was behind, so he couldn't see me, but he could hear me.
And Baked Potato did that as well.
And we've always tried to do it like with Angelos and with Matt and stuff. Is like they're really funny people, and so we had for Matt Lucas and for Angelos, they just come up and say, "You need to ask me this." We have no idea because we like to laugh at it as well. We'd never seen Peanuts or anything. I would get a list off.
There's a lovely tight green tracksuit he's wearing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Matt looks very good in a tight-fitting velour or anything like that. Yeah. My favourite shooting stars were when you had a guest on who really didn't understand. I think it was probably the pilot episode. Wendy Richards was on.
Oh, she had no.
She really lost it with you because you were giving the points out, and she got really choppy. Well, give us the point then if we got it right.
She didn't want to be there.
I think.
Her, Jordan. Hagman, I think he was quite happy to be there, but he didn't really know what was happening. He couldn't understand what anyone was saying.
The worst one was the
Robin Gibb.
Because he came on, Marcus, but he came on but you had to play his single for promotion. So we stopped showing. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, Robin would like us all to hear his new song, and we sat there for 4 minutes.
Just played it.
Sat there. I said, "Thank you, Robin. That's really very nice." And then the next Friday.
And where did the trouser rub come from?
Well, I think we were on tour, and we were listening to local radio in Leicester.
Yeah.
In a car, and there was. Oh no, that was the Dove. That's where the Dove. He was on about doves.
That's right. Yeah.
But there was. No, I'll tell you where the trousers came from. Years and years ago, I used to get these record tapes from record companies of people who'd sent in tapes saying, "I think I've got a chance of a hit with this song." So it was local bands and small-time singers, and there was this bloke who sang. Sounded like he was very old, and he was singing Christmas songs for kids. And it was going on, "Father Christmas, come and sit upon my knee." But then you'd hear him going. I was going, he's rubbing his legs in anticipation. And so that's what I was like that. "I'm going to come down your chimney and deliver plenty of presents to you."
But there was like a disappointment on your face when he'd do it as well. Like, this is going to happen, and we can't make it stop.
It's a sign of anticipation, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Of sexual anticipation.
Yeah.
It's very appealing, Jim. Yeah. Even now.
Right, let's have a look. The note I've got here says huge frying pan sequence. So let's have a look at huge frying pan sequence.
I've got dimmer switches.
What?
Dim the lights when I'm in the mood for love.
I just turn them off.
Well, I'm not surprised I would want to see your big sweaty face bearing down on me.
I suppose you've got a point there. No, it don't matter, does it?
Doesn't really matter.
Can't do that,
It doesn't matter.
Get it? Tidy yourself up. Sorry, I don't know what's ridiculous. There's no time I had a word with you, Vic, honestly. Yeah. Honestly, first you can mess me desk up, which I've buffed up nice. You make me stand within spitting distance of your testicles. And you accuse me of being incontinent. Your time's come, Vic. You've had it. Come on. You look so thin and withdrawn. Vic, please. No, Vic, I admit it. I am incontinent. I've done.
Now who's got the...
It's simple, isn't it?
But so joyful, and your hand disappearing.
Yeah, that was... You never try and disguise when things like that happen.
Exactly. It is what it is.
And you can't beat a pair of trousers falling down, can you?
Of course not. Of course not. Have you, with the frying pans and that? I mean, obviously they're prop, but have you clocked each other unexpectedly at times?
You worked me quite badly as Lister once, I remember. We had a section of desk. One section of it was balsa and one section wasn't. And you picked up the non-balsa one. That really did hurt.
But we have to... But we've always said, no, we go for it for real.
Yeah.
You do it. You don't try and, I remember with Les once, and he said, "Will you slap me around the back of the head?" I said, well, we really do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, you know, it's not a glance. It's a proper slap round the back of the head. He said, no, do it, and I did, and he got really upset, didn't he?
Yeah, that's it.
I think he started crying because it was. I said, well, that's what we do.
Was this during filming or just?
Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, it was just as you left, we'd go out the door, wasn't it? You just cracked. And he's a lovely man.
He got knocked out once by when we were doing Randall and Opkirk, and there was a. Is that what we did it with? What was it anyway? The bouncer smacked you in the face.
Oh, he smacked you in the face, didn't he? Yeah.
And he was like he was supposed to miss, and it was a proper big roundhouse, and it knocked you out, didn't he?
Yeah. Stuntman type character, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not very good at it though.
But yeah, you've had more injuries than me.
Yeah. Well, it's my sight, isn't it? I got hit by that dog.
Dog, large diamond, piece of wood.
Oh, a tyre got me once as well. Anyway, yeah.
A tyre?
Yeah.
Attached to a vehicle or just loose?
It was just a loose rogue tyre. If I'd watched the news reports, I'd have known it was about. But I hadn't.
And what do you watch now? Like, what do you watch with your kids and stuff? Do you show them a lot of visual comedy and cartoons and that?
My kids like Laurel and Hardy,
Yeah.
but who wouldn't? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
no, exactly. It's a real joy. We were talking about this earlier, actually, sharing that stuff with your kids for the first time and seeing how much they enjoy it. And Wile E. Coyote as well, I can watch with my kids endlessly.
The cartoon?
Yeah.
Not the real
thing, yeah. They're very hard to spot in the wild. Yeah.
Well, my kids, now that I show them it, because I can't think of anything else I would want to show them.
Yeah.
So I show them W.C. Fields and Laurel and Hardy, and it's good stuff.
And your stuff as well? Do they like your stuff?
I don't show them that.
No?
My kids don't like my stuff. They just don't watch it. I mean, your dad's not funny, is he? He's the least funny person on earth, so maybe one day.
My kids are still young enough to think that I'm funny.
It doesn't last. It doesn't last.
Oh, good. Thanks. Shortly we're going to present you with the Visual Comedy Award, but some friends have sent some tribute messages congratulating the two of you on receiving this award. So let's have a look at some of these messages.
Hi, Vic and Bob. Apparently, I'm a fan of yours. Just wanted to put this straight. I'm not. I don't really like what you do at all. Never have. But anyway, well done for winning an award. That's very, very impressive indeed. Actually, it's not true. I do quite like slapstick, but I particularly like it when it involves a member of my family and they get quite badly injured. But you're a very good substitute, especially the frying pan on the face thing. So congratulations. Have a great night. See you soon. That's not true, is it? I'll never see you again, probably. But anyway, well done.
Hello there. I did tell them not to give you this award, as it would only encourage your childishness. I'm joking, of course. This award is very, very well deserved. No, I think it is, because in this country we get obsessed with wordy comedy, the likes of Blackadder, this clever sort of stuff that comes out of Oxbridge, and that's the comedy that we value. And we are less good at visual comedy and physical comedy. Yet when it's done properly, it can be the funniest stuff around. And for me, you two are the absolute masters of visual comedy. It's something that has always been there in everything that you've done, from the amazing stunt work on The Big Night Out, Oh Vic, I've Fallen, exciting stuff like that, through to the glories of The Smell of Reeves and Mortimer, which I was lucky enough to be involved with, and particularly I loved being involved with your characters, the Pettermains, who chased me around and farted a lot. And you've kept this up right to the present day with House of Fools, which each week builds up to this amazing slapstick sequence, the like of which no one else is doing on television, and that's why it is so precious. And from the start, that visual aspect has been such a hugely important part of what you do. I remember getting the scripts for the smell of Reeves and Mortimer, which were huge, great fat things. And on every other page, there was a beautiful drawing, an illustration, a diagram, and there was pages of very detailed descriptions of how the action sequences, the physical sequences would work, and a huge amount of thought had gone into that. And that's one of the reasons why that show is still so fantastic to watch. Of course, you became lazy and drunk over the years, and by the time you got to Bang Bang, the scripts were very thin, with far fewer drawings, and it would say things like, Jim and Bob will now hit each other with frying pans for 3 minutes. But it was still funny, some of it. But no, seriously, well done. You are unique, and your contribution to the world of slapstick will go down in history. Thank you.
Congratulations on receiving the Aardman Slapstick Award. I've always loved your stuff. I'd say it was even inspirational. I remember you guys in the pub by Goldsmiths doing the big night out when it first started up, and the Groucho Club days. Oh, the stories, there's so many. But I don't think you were very encouraging about my work. I seem to remember you telling me in the early days that you thought I was flogging a dead horse. Thanks. Keep changing.
Hi. Well, I've known Victoria and Bob for many, many years. We started out at dance college together, and they're both very beautiful dancers, very physical and expressive. And it's no surprise they would go on to win this wonderful visual slapstick comedy Aardman Comedy Award. Congratulations to you both. It's very sad news that Victor passed over just the other day. Sad for Bob because there's only one Victor, but there's actually lots of Bobs. There's 5 currently living in the UK. I have the joy to live with one of them, who's just a tiny bit taller, but a lot angrier than Bob Mortimer, and will only eat bread, so he's bloating a lot. But Bob Mortimer likes bread, but only if Victor has stroked it before he eats it. And luckily we were able to persuade Victor out of his coma to just stroke some loaves before he passed on. Well done.
I'm going to introduce on stage the festival director. The festival director, Chris Daniels, and co-founder and co-owner of Aardman, David Sproxton. Please welcome Chris and David to the stage.
It's gives me huge pleasure, actually. It's great.
Hello.
Good to see you guys on
No, stay where you are.
Shall I rise?
Do rise, yes. Morth and Chaz, 2 great slapstick comedians, a great classic comedy duo, and you are a great classic comedy duo. So it gives me huge pleasure to give you these awards, which are coming onto the stage.
Thank you very much.
Right now.
Hey!
I feel very moved having received this award.
And so this is me and this is you.
Yes.
And we're separated.
And you're a different hue, I notice. Somebody, it's probably to do with the character. They're lovely, absolutely lovely. Thank you so much to the organisers, to everyone involved. Thank you, Marcus.
Oh, my pleasure.
For bothering, you know. We're not great when it comes to interviews, but we kind of got through it. I thought you did jolly well.
If I could just say, we've got some more messages. Just to say,
really?
We've got a
Should we
few
sit
more
back
messages.
there?
Yeah, that would be great.
Show no messages.
Yeah. So, one of the great pleasures as director of the festival is I do get a chance to go and see some people who record messages for the recipients of the award. So, we've got a few more messages for you, so over to the rest of the messages. Congratulations. Thank you.
Hi, Jim and Bob. Huge congratulations to you boys for winning the Aardman Slapstick Award. It couldn't go to any two better people, quite frankly. I'm not going to try and be funny because that's your job, and I am sometimes, even often, asked what it is about your humour that is funny. And I always struggle for adjectives, verbs, anything. But one example that I tend to give is when my late father came over from Sweden, not speaking very much English at all, and I dragged him along to one of our early days recordings of Shooting Stars, and out of the corner of my eye I could see him wetting himself with laughter. And at the end of the shoot I said to him, "What was it that you laughed at? What was it that you found funny?" He said, "I don't know." And that sums you up. We don't know why you make us laugh, because you're mad in here, and I don't know why tart lemon... Fucking oh, shit. There's nobody I know either. Nobody ever calls me. But most of all, I also want to thank you guys, because you completely changed the course of my career 20 years ago. I was a little weather girl and a TV presenter, and I went on Shooting Stars, and I kind of almost became cool. And I just loved my time with you guys more than any other job I've ever done. So well done. Cheers.
Hi Jim, hi Bob. Well, I hope you're enjoying your evening so far. I suppose at times like this you probably wish that you had treated me a little bit nicer than you did, because I have nothing whatever to add to the proceedings. You're a couple of bastards, and I hope that after this you're never seen on television again.
Are you ready? Dear Vic and Bob, I am so pleased to be here on camera to say congratulations to you, because you have been given a Slapstick Award today because of your really funny comedy. I liked it when you was on TV and you done the saucepans. Finished.
Well, Vic and Bob, about time too. The great tradition, the great warmth and the bond between you two, leading you to hit each other with frying pans, poke each other in the eye, sheer violence, which is a key to warm-hearted comedy. And you're in a great tradition. The Three Stooges, who you cry, the Three Stooges. Wonderful team on films years ago who hit each other and assaulted each other continually. And of course, mutual mates, Rick Mail and Aid Edmondson. Violence, you two have got it. The rapport between the two of you, the pace, the imagination. And I'm sorry, I get upset talking about really talented people, but I'll try and carry on. Vic and Bob, well deserved. The two and only, Reeves and Mortimer. Congratulations.
Gentlemen, this is well met. The Aardman Visual Comedy Award. Man, that's top of the shop. But in France, they dedicate a park to you two, you know that. I can't help but feel partially responsible. Because when Jim first came to London, he moved into the block of flats where I was born. That was his first address. And then he moved to the estate where I grew up for the next 20 years. It was like he was stalking me. So therefore, I'm happy to accept this award on your behalf. You two know that for a long time now, I've sat in your audiences and I've listened to the shows and I've watched them on TV. And anyone who's kind of in the game likes to think, yeah, I can see what they've done there. I can see what they've done there. Nobody can see what you two do or are going to do. And that is something that I think only Spike Milligan could pull off. It is not based in the real world. It is based in your own world. It doesn't need knowledge or any kind of satirical input. And when you conjure stuff up, nobody can see it coming. I remember Bob, and I think Jim might have been in there as well, emerging from a bin once to sing your oratorio that went, "Oh, how I wish I was working class, living in a dustbin and gnawing on bones." You didn't even try to rhyme it. Lesser talents would. It says much about the industry today, gents, that you need this kind of bolstering. As I say, in other countries, they would strike a coin in your honour. I don't know what else to say than you are probably the two funniest people I have ever met, you know? And I've met one or two. And I don't want to be ironic and I don't want to spare your blushes. You two, and if the word wasn't thrashed to death, it would be applied directly to you two. Because you know what? You might be geniuses. You really, really might be geniuses. And if this award goes part of the way tonight to convincing you of that, and don't run away from it, I know you like to make jokes about it, but it's true. Geniuses. Think about that.
There you are. You recognise yourself? Do you? Yes. One of these is Vic. I can't say. One of these is Bob. Bob, which is which? Which is which? Well, you should know. And I know too. And the first time I saw you on the telly, you guys, was a long, long time ago. And I remember thinking, this is crap. I really did. And I was pleased because I thought the last thing we want is some more wacky, zany, funny people coming along before the goodies are sort of... they've passed into memories, as that were. But you've taken over, you took over, and I think in a way, it's the legacy is really more Spike Milligan than anything else. And I was hooked after genuinely thinking, it doesn't work, does it, fellas? Come on. And within a week or two, I was going, what's on the end of your stick, Vic? And all this sort of thing. And I was joining in the wacky fun. And you still do bad shows now and again, don't you? Because I've been on a couple of them, I know. But the other good thing about these two, you two, is you are both bird watchers, aren't you? Yes, seriously, folks. The dove from above. It wasn't a dove, it was a pigeon. It doesn't make sense, does it? And there's the pigeon from above. It doesn't rhyme, wouldn't work, no. Anyway, that's apropos of absolutely nothing. It is absolutely great, great privilege to hand on this prize for the major comedy people that you are. And it's, I might just say that the Goodies actually won this prize 2 or 3 years ago, so it doesn't mean very much, really.
Lovely, warm tributes there.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it?
But lovely when Ulrika's phone. What a dirty mouth.
Was that you ringing?
Well,
no, that's
I have to get a new phone every time I ring her. She won't take my calls.
It is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our friends.
Mm. Yeah. They're made up.
Never met anyone.
No. Now, we've just got time for 10 minutes of questions from the audience. So if you have questions for Vic and Bob, please raise your hand.
Ooh.
Got microphones that we'll try and get around to you. But if you have got a question, raise your hand nice and high so we can see it. There's a lady over there who happens to be right by the microphone. So that's, yeah.
If you were a biscuit, for both of you, what kind of biscuit would you be and why?
Fig roll.
Fig roll's a good choice. I like, it's a circle and it's got a hole in the middle and it tastes like coconut, and I think it's intriguing. And I would like to live its lifestyle. Find out how it got to that point. Do you know that one?
Coconut ring.
Just a coconut.
Coconut is a simple coconut
That's
ring.
the fella.
Yeah, coconut ring and a fig roll. Lovely. Have you thought?
I don't like them with chocolate on.
What
These
biscuit?
days, a lot of the fancy biscuits.
You like chocolate underneath.
I don't like it anywhere near it.
You turn the biscuit round.
Good. There's a gentleman. It's easy for me to see hands up over here, so if there are other hands, wave them about or something. But there's a gentleman on the end there with a scarf. Yes?
Yes. I was wondering if you ever thought about bringing out a follow-up to I Will Cure You, or whether Mulligan No Hair's albums will ever be available in the shops.
Well, that album, that record was 1991.
Something like that, yeah.
You would have thought there might be another one since then. Yeah, no, not really. I will tell you some facts and figures, though. Dizzy was number 1. Porn Free was number 3. I'm a Believer was number 3, and I got paid £240.
There you are. That's the music biz. Nothing. I've never heard a penny.
Nothing. They are. That's all. Get into the pop business, kids.
That's all you got, John?
That was it. Yeah.
Wow. You want to get a better agent? I got.
No, it all went on posters. The gilded posters that I insisted.
That were meat backed. So we replaced them in 3 days.
Stuck to the wall with a fig roll. Any other questions? Yes, over there.
Are we going to see any more Dr. Shakamoto?
I do hope so.
I'll just repeat it for the people at the top. The question was, are we going to see any more of Dr. Shakamoto?
Now, there's a good case of a character coming. We had a bag of wigs. I put that on, and some small spectacles, and I had a jumper with an owl on it, and I looked kind of Japanese.
Yeah.
And then I started rattling on about Reeves. Ripon Cathedral. That's where I live, in Ripon Cathedral. You come around here, well, say to me, I want to move into your cathedral, right? And I went on a long rant, and Bob said, put that on film instantly. Which is all we did. And I bumped into Steve Coogan the other day, and he said he loves Dr. Shakamoto, and he said that he spent like years getting his Alan Partridge thing for Foster's together, and he says, and it really looks like you two just turned up with a camera in a field and did that and made it up as you went. I said, yeah.
Correct. No, but I think we're going to be touring at the end of the year, and I hope you'll do Shakamoto, and I'd like to see him there.
Well, it's easily got up.
Good luck, kid.
Got the owl jump.
Got a rock, kid.
Bob, who are you particularly looking forward to doing on tour?
I like doing the songs. I like watching Jim do it. I like doing Shakamoto. Maybe.
Do you remember those two photographers we did on that little bit?
Well, they were funny fellas, weren't they? Maybe do them. I like Jim doing. Do you know Kinky John Fowler from Catherine?
Yeah.
I love watching.
There's a lot of toilet paper goes involved in this. Toilet paper, yeah. Oh, I can
yes.
What was his catchphrase?
I remember it. I swear on my neck. I swear on my lips.
No, it wasn't that.
I don't
if
think
I get it long enough, it will come to me.
Of course, he was. That character was nicked by Daniel Day-Lewis for the Gangs of New York.
No, you laugh. It's absolutely true.
Is there a question down here?
Yeah, I saw a documentary once where you were digging with a JCB in your garden, and I think you put a Rolls Royce.
No, it wasn't a Rolls Royce. It was an Austin A40.
That's right. I was wondering what's in Bob's garden.
In my garden.
If you couldn't hear that at the back, could you hear that? Yeah. Oh, all right.
You're asking me if I've buried anything in my garden? No comment.
Some bits of rose.
The family that were in that car.
Have you buried anything yourself, sir?
Only cash.
It's as intriguing as a coconut ring. Good. Any others? Are there any from the top decks up there? Yes.
What was the story about the Duffing bus?
The story about the dove from above.
It was really late at night. We were in a taxi, weren't we?
We were going through Leicester, and there was a local radio on, and it was local radio, and he was talking about a dove, and he was doing that. I think he was doing that, going, "Ooh, a dove!" Ooh, 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 ooh. And we thought it was very funny.
We were very drunk. We're always drunk when we go on stage. Not today, actually, but usually. It's Saturday.
Have you ever gone on stage?
No, I never. But I've always had a drink.
You've had 2 cans of the weakest lager you can find. That's what he calls drunk.
Sam?
Yeah, I don't know. I could never go on stage. I do remember going on in Sheffield, and I think I might have had 4 cans of really weak lager. Thinking, oh, this is not good.
Any others? Yes, there's a hand up back there. There's a microphone coming to you.
Yeah, David Owen had death threats from the IRA for some of his things. Do you have any death threats for anything that you did?
Who had death threats? Jamie Oliver?
Dave Allen.
Oh, right, sorry.
Did he?
Have we ever done anything to infuriate terrorists?
Could be anything, really.
There's a couple of House of Fools is coming out soon, and there's a couple of controversial moments in that.
Christians got very annoyed with it. No, not a few did.
Oh, they did,
because I had a kestrel.
A buzzard.
A buzzard.
Yeah.
And the buzzard wore a crucifix.
No, not kidding.
I know people got really annoyed about it.
They didn't like the idea of buzzards being Christians.
Since you know, we had to apologise and justify ourselves and so on.
Most of them are Hindu, aren't they, buzzards?
No idea.
Don't even start going down that route.
What about any of the people that you've done, like Noel Edmonds? I remember you doing a very joyful Noel Edmonds in a body stocking stuffed, I presume, with sponges. Like, what happens when you've met people that you've...
I've never met them.
You see, the thing is, it's not saying this is a kind of parody of what they might look like. It's just the fact that Bob looked like Noel Edmonds, from the head up. And we said, well, what does he wear? And it's like, well, put a body stocking on, let's fill it full of like tins of macaroni and stuff like that.
But it's
just because that's what we wanted to do.
Somehow when you see it, you go, I reckon that's what Noel Edmonds looked like.
But don't even start looking for any reference point.
Yeah. So you're not bothered, no one that you've done has ever gone, you know.
I've done Bruce Forsyth a lot, and in this series of House of Fools, I do him. He's got Test A has a little what do you call it?
Remote control.
A remote control with a wire that goes up his leg into a suppository that encourages so he can dance. When you see him dance, you know that's what's happening. When I've done that, I thought, God, I've done Forsyth a lot in my time. I think I must have done him. I did him hanging upside down.
Yeah, you did him.
I did it. I think I've done it about 10 times in various.
But you've met him, haven't you?
Yeah.
And was he all right with you?
No.
I know that Morrissey was upset because we did a little.
Yes, we did the consumer monkey.
Yeah.
Chuck Umbry didn't like that.
There's not much Morrissey enjoys, though, is there?
But I was, I mean, if that's not a parody, that's a monkey that gives consumer facts. No matter how far you look, you can't say that that's a parody of Morrissey. It's just we called him Morrissey and he had a wig on like it. But he didn't like it.
No, he didn't like that. But no threats or anything. No actual threats.
You did David Bowie once, and your impression of him was to have a
sponge. Yeah.
With a coat hanger on.
Yeah.
Representing him.
And then what did I do with Peter Gabriel? Was he covered in flour?
It was a very weak attempt.
It captured something of their essence.
Yeah. Very good. I reckon we've got time for one, maybe two more questions if there are any others. Oh, yes. Hello. There's a hand down.
In Big Night Out, we all had to shout, "What's on the end of the stick, Vic?" And we only actually found out maybe once at the end of series 2, but the bag was clearly waiting for the majority of the series. Can you tell us at last what was on the end of the stick?
The last one. Well, do you know what? There was things in the bag every week, but I don't think we ever really wanted people to know what was in it. It was just there for method.
I think it was, yeah. I think that people, like props, would put something in, wouldn't they?
No, we used to put,
Did we used to
used to
put
put things on the end of the stick, and just for, so we knew that they were there. But I remember there was something weighty on that last. I can't remember what it was. I'd have to look back into my. I'd have to undergo.
I think we always thought it was funnier not to know, but we did reveal it. Wasn't it? We did reveal it a couple of times, didn't we?
Do you remember what was on there? The one that you saw?
There was one where Vic had held the man with the stick's children hostage in a mine.
The keys to his children. The leads.
Oh, the ownership deeds.
Yeah, the
Oh, the ownership deeds.
Yeah. I hope yours are all safe, all the parents. Your deeds.
It was very deep, you know, that there's a lot of depth going into these stories. It might just look like it was nonsense, but there's an incredible depth of storytelling.
You went as far as actually kidnapping children for that.
Yeah, it's good. We all died at the end of every series.
I think we did, didn't we? Yeah.
And then came back to life.
Any others? Yeah, there's a fella up there. Careful, sir.
He's a lead.
Don't lean. Don't lean too much.
He's a sailor, isn't he?
Stars in your eyes. Oh!
Being the love child of Les and Susan Boyle, I was wondering when the CSA payments were going to kick in.
Do what payments?
The CSA.
Les, I think Les and Susan Boyle.
Well, that's not our responsibility, is it? Shit, have they got that sort of powers now?
Did you know Father Les?
Oh, I didn't father.
Is Les,
No, he was
Les your child?
He was created in a test tube. He was actually. That is referred to.
So I don't know a great deal about the ins and outs of the child.
Poor Les has never really recovered from the belt round the back of his head either, so there's no way he could know that you're his child.
My quest continues.
Yeah. I wish you luck with it.
But keep peering out from behind columns. You'll doubtless find your man.
It is a very strong look. I don't know about you, I can't think of a more fitting question to end than that. It seems absolutely perfect. Thank you very much to Aardman for supporting this festival. Thank you to the festival for having us here. Thank you to all of you and the Old Vic this evening. But most of all, ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause to our recipients of the Aardman Visual Comedy Award.